Okay.
So my person was Frida, is it? Frida?
She's not here. Well, Frida's not going to be on today, so you can carry on talking because she got the date wrong and she can't make it now. Hi, Susie. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
Well, I could have helped her with that because I said to her the only day that I could do was Sunday, and she said, oh, well, I can't because, whatever it was. And I thought, oh, I'm sure you've got the dates wrong there. But I thought, well, she must know. And so therefore I didn't get anybody to practice with.
Oh dear. Okay. So you didn't have anyone to practice with and no one practiced on you either?
No.
No.
She was supposed to be my person.
Right. Okay. Well, that's a shame. 1 second, I'm just letting in the camera. Okay. Any questions though in the meantime? Did you rewatch the tape or anything like that? Or anything you'd like to go over? Janine?
Oh, me.
Yeah.
I didn't get time to do that, to watch the tape or do it.
Okay.
Big week of work and wedding most of the weekend, and busy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Tina, what about you? You have to unmute yourself. I'm thinking how many different ways one can say the words unmute yourself that it doesn't sound repetitive. So let's say, please unmute yourself. I haven't got new ways of saying it.
I think after 2 years of working online, you would just automatically do it. With Wendy and
who are you with? Sorry?
Wendy.
Wendy, okay.
And it was quite massive what we were working with. So I found it quite tricky, but we got through it and we were fine. And I had to do a little bit of sneaking away kind of at the end because it was big and we need to kind of go back to it. So
yeah,
the principles were fine and we were all there. So
yeah, I mean, it's never going to be a one session and you don't know where it's going to lead to. So when you say it got massive, you mean it brought up mum stuff or it just went down a route?
Yeah, it was kind of, Wendy helped me out. I'm saying our sessions were mine was quite chunky. It brought up quite a big bit. So we did say we were going to go back and revisit. So it was fine as it was and we finished.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to have another session at some point.
But it took up a mother issue, didn't it?
Yeah.
Which is totally separate, but you were okay to acknowledge it and then just leave it aside because we were there to focus on the daughter. And you didn't want to go down that. Yes, we saw the connection, but you didn't want to kind of go down that road at that precise moment, did you? That we would do that as another.
We did go in there and we did talk about it and we did do some work on it. Needed more work, that's all. So we're going to go back and revisit. But we kind of followed your principles and got the right idea. So I was with that.
Yeah, I think. I think it's so intuitive. It's so intuitive for the practitioner. Are we going to go follow down the route with the mother or not? Because it could very much be the actual blockage. Might be that might be the blockage. So then you're going to have to go to something like that. If it's,
we did feel that. We did feel that was the blockage. We knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I brought this example last week with this child called Indy who kept on waking up in the night. And I mean, I've had quite a few different ones that have woken up in the night. But anyways, we found that the memory that came up for the mother, because it was the match experience was at that age of 4 years old. That's when the mother got divorced. Not the mother got divorced, the mother's parents got divorced. And it reminded of her time when she missed her father and he wasn't there at night. So we did need to go to that memory of bringing it up. Okay, make the memory of what comes up. And then we did inner child work on that piece exactly the same way. We're talking to very, very similar until that clears. And then that was the part that was clearing, because if we think about it logically, if we can call this logical, because I don't know how much logic there is in this, but if we think about it, the mother is being triggered when she sees the child, and then the child then in turn is picking up on those triggers. So another example I had was a 15-year-old who was anxious. So the mother said to me, I said to the mother, you might just notice you just get information after the first week. So after the first session, the mother came back in the second session and she said to me, my daughter's given me the information that it started a few months earlier when she'd gone to babysit in someone's house. Have I given you this example before? And she went to babysit in someone's house, and the microwave started to smoke. And it was when the mother repeated this to me and we were tapping and she said the word, the microwave started to smoke, I felt literally something, I could feel it, the energy change, and the mother felt the energy change. And then we were doing something about smoke. And then my client realized that her mother had been in Auschwitz, and smoke brought up a whole load of stuff. Just saying the word smoke was in there, was like inside them. So who knows, we don't know, but who knows if daughter coming home, just saying the microwave caught smoke, set up some sort of energy pattern in the mother, which the daughter then picks up, reads as anxious, and then the anxiety settles on her. So these are the kind of places it can go to. So, it's really, really interesting what children can pick up, but then at the same time, then we can release them. So we do really want to go to those memories. It's very intuitive if we feel we ought to go to those memories or not. Anything else, Tina? Do you want to ask anything?
I don't think so.
Okay, thanks. Because this session is just we're going to ask questions, get feedback, and hopefully do a demo on the teddy bear. The first time I did this, the second session was only an hour, but I just found it wasn't long enough, so we made it an hour and a half. But we'll see how we get on today, see how long we even need. Okay, Annette.
So I practiced with Susie, and we had a very good session. And the topic for me was to do with my daughter, who's very messy, and the issues around that. And what I've found since then is that I feel less stressed about it. There has been a slight improvement, but it's a bit too soon to tell. I think we met on Thursday. It hasn't been that long. But I do think there's been an improvement, and I think we just have to wait a bit longer to see. But it flowed very nicely, and we had good chemistry, and it was a good practice session. Yeah.
Good. Okay, any questions of anything? It just felt easy to do, and
no, it felt easy. Yeah, I have done it before, but it was just, I felt like the session last week, you kind of helped put it a little bit more into place for me.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What about you, Susie?
Yeah, I also felt we had a lovely chemistry. So thank you, Annette, for a lovely session. And it was I think a beautiful thing to do. I would like to ask at some point in this session, Pearl, how you would explain that to a client, just the concept of this surrogate thing, because it would sound so strange to someone who, so if you get time at any point, just to give us some sort of phraseology for how you might.
I'm playing with it the whole time. I talk a lot about it and I keep playing around with it, and I haven't come up with the best. I just give examples. I find giving examples, anecdotal examples is the best. Okay. A lot of anecdotal examples, really, I find. I just say, I met with a mother, I had 4 sessions with a mother. The child wasn't sleeping in his own room. He kept coming into his parents' room, and I would meet them, and I met with the mother. The child didn't even know it was happening. And the child then started to change. I just find giving examples, it is very weird. You mean to say I don't have to do anything afterwards, I don't have to say anything to them, saying no, they can be in another country, and I'm still working it out, to be honest. What is the best way? I mean, I'd love to hear from you. I mean, I'm just gathering data on what comes across the best.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the person, on their belief system a little bit. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to talk more. I mean, I'm because people often bring it up when I'm out and places, and I say I'm in a bit of a dilemma because I'm on the one hand spend a long time trying to see that EFT is so mainstream and it makes so much sense because we're actually physically, and there's evidence now that we're doing things to brainwaves and all of that. And on the other hand, now I'm going all woo-woo and I'm saying we're all connected. I think I start going with this whole fact that we're all connected. I play a lot with that, and I say we're all connected. We may not be physically connected, but spiritually we're all connected. We pick up on other things. We hear things that there's much more communication than we know, and much more about it. And I start talking about all of that and how babies can pick up on an atmosphere, children pick up an atmosphere, and that's the fields that we're connecting in. We're kind of connecting in that field. And, you know, when you think of somebody, sometimes in that moment, the weirdest thing now, I was thinking of somebody spoke about someone a day ago, and my husband's just out on an outing and he's just messaging me. I'm with this person, I've never heard of her before, and this is her name. And it was the person we'd been talking about a day ago. I've not seen her for 30 years. So these are the kind of things of synchronicity. You notice it more and more and more.
Pearl.
Yes.
I was going to say, because
Wendy. Yeah, hi.
Because I came in and you were speaking to Tina there. I don't know if you spoke about our session, the session that Tina did with me. Like I spoke about my daughter, and like my daughter does not know. She didn't know I was working on her, or doing anything like that, and she still doesn't know. I haven't told her, but today I got a phone call from her today. Now she's had an emotional weekend that's come up from nowhere. Now we worked on Friday, and my daughter today has been off work because it's a bank holiday here, and I've just spent the day with her, and she opened up more. And the words that we used on Friday, she came out and said that to me today. She said, I've just decided I want to learn to love myself more. I just deserve more. I deserve that. Now we spoke about that on Friday. So I'm a bit, okay. Now I still didn't, I didn't explain that I'd been doing anything because she already thinks tapping is crazy anyway. And she's, you know, but I want to work more on it. You know, I want to kind of see if I can clear more to see where this goes, because it wasn't what connection of what we were tapping on Friday. I've waited a long time to hear Jade say those words. You know, that she wants to learn to love herself more, you know. And she's, you know, she's like kind of, it's been good. Yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, that's so powerful.
Yeah, the connection. And she kind of said on Friday she was feeling a bit, well, we're putting it down to the moon, and you know, and that, you know, and she was kind of putting it down to all that. And I'm busy thinking, I'm not telling her that I've been tapping on her without her knowing, you know. She'll then be really freaked out. So but I'll keep notes on what's going on with her and see. Yeah, because I wasn't sure if I should then.
So interesting.
Should I tap on her? Should I suggest? You know, I wondered if I would say to her then, after tonight's session with you, you know, after, you know, I might then approach her and say, well, this is what I've been doing. Do you want to take this and do it together? You know, I wasn't really sure how to approach it. I'll think about it.
Wow. So what do other people think about that? It's really interesting.
From my own experience of, well, the little experience I have tapping on my family, it doesn't work. Well, not for me anyway, it's a nightmare. So that's just my experience. And I tried. Now my mum's saying that she has come around to it, and yes, she knows it helps, but, and I've done it with cousins, it's just a nightmare. But
then if I could do it surrogately, then
yes.
Wendy, did you do it with you in the demo? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, you did it with Tina. Is it that, did I do the demo
No,
with you?
No,
It
I
was
did
with-
it with Tina. It was with
Oh, you did it
Tina.
with Tina, right? Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Tina and I,
Wow.
Tina did me on Friday, and then
Right.
then on Sunday I
Wow.
worked with.
Wow.
So we did it in 2 separate
Yeah.
sessions.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it was just on
yeah.
Friday that was happening. We were doing that on Friday, and it took a different turn. You know,
Yeah.
once you start
Yeah.
tapping, you don't know where it's going to lead. And there was a couple of connections with things that I know Jade has worries with, to things that happened when she was a child, you know. And we made a connection there, which was quite nice. And the session was really nice, and I enjoyed it, even though it was deep. And there was tears, but I allowed that tears to flow. That's a cleansing. For me, that's cleansing.
So what would you say were the added benefits as a mother to do? Because it's really good feedback, you know, especially when you are promoting. What was the feeling that you got as a mother? Like, was a benefit, would you say?
What, when I was doing the tapping?
Yeah, I mean, did you feel closer to her? Did you feel there was a different, you know, these kind of things?
Yeah, I felt like there was like a relief that I was able to help her. I felt like I was able to help her without her feeling or knowing that she's getting help from her mum. She's 13 years old. She doesn't want to get help by her mum. She wants to sort this out herself, you know.
Yeah.
But and especially if there was maybe things that happened in her childhood that I maybe contributed as a mother in not knowing, you know. If I knew tapping when my daughter was a little girl, she'd have been doing it naturally, you know, where there was things that I've just learned later on in life that now I might have to go and help my daughter correct things, to make her be on the right path to what she's looking for, you know. I don't know. It definitely made me feel stronger. Not that I've got a strong bond with her anyway. So maybe that was what made it easier to connect with her. I don't know.
I think it's a win-win for a parent. I really do. I really do. I mean, we sometimes get to that stage, we'll find that where the parent feels guilty. That we do, I don't know if any of you came across that there was some guilt going on. I should have been different. I should have done different. It's my fault she's like that. So these are the things. Yeah,
I would have liked my daughter to, her father left her and really basically abandoned her all her childhood, really. But I would have liked her to have gone and got help from psychiatrist or whatever when that initially happened. But she didn't want it because she was just, you know, she didn't want that. And the older she got, every now and again, if the issue with her dad and abandoning her came up, I again tried, but she didn't want that. Where this is a way in gently to be able to help release things from that your child can release without them knowing. Maybe I'm not sure.
Yeah, it really is.
But I love
all the insights that we get that their parents will have. It's also
I've
brilliant.
I have a son that I want to work on as well, so I'm going to be working on both of them.
Well, we've got more people here who want to practice, I think. I don't think Janina didn't get a chance yet. If you can find a time zone that will work between you. Sandy, can I come to you next and say, who did you practice with and what did you do?
Catherine, we didn't get a chance this week at all to do it, so we planned to do it very soon. So it just didn't work out this week, but we will be practicing. And I'm actually really looking forward to practicing. I can't wait. So I've got plenty to work on too. So,
okay.
You know.
And any questions to ask about what we went over? Any in particular? No. Okay. I know it's not Florence. Remind me again. Catherine. Oh, where's she gone? Oh, she's gone off Oh, there, you're back again. You're muted.
Sorry, it's Catherine. Would you mind changing it? You managed to do it.
I'm going to I'm going to do it again. Yeah, go on.
I was just going to say that in supervision, we were talking about surrogate tapping a few months ago. And somebody said that they weren't sure about it because we're all on a spiritual path.
Mm-hmm.
And we were all like, you know, on the soul's journey. And it's probably better to get permission from whoever you're tapping on rather than sort of do it without them knowing. So I was just sort of curious about what you think about that.
Yeah, this conversation's come up before. We've had a discussion. We've had a discussion about it. So yeah, I think it's very individual. I suppose. What do you think? What do people think?
I'm split about it. Yeah, yeah. Because I do it with all sorts of people. I do it for my husband and, you know, other adults. So I suppose I'm comfortable with my own family, but I guess I would need permission if I was doing it on friends or anything like that.
What do other people think about that?
Don't
Janine?
you think there's a couple of things in that it depends on the age of the person, and where just thinking where a husband is concerned, you'd be having to really work out what your motive was. It's that business that you can change yourself, you can't change anybody else at the end of the day. And so in a marriage situation, if it was even something to do with a couple, and an adult in the household like that, I think you have to be very carefully looking at your inner motive. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I've just been reading a book too called The Secrets of Aboriginal Healing. And within that book, within that healing modality, they're talking exactly about this. And so I do body talk, which is behind me up here, is one of the things I do. And within the muscle testing that we use, it's very key that you ask, is, even with the person that's sitting right there, is body talk the priority at the moment? Do I have permissions here? So whether that's and that's usually somebody that's sitting in the room or on Zoom or whatever it is. And it's always a very first question. And it's really interesting because occasionally it comes up, no. No.
That's interesting.
Not very often.
Right.
15, not very often, but it does come up. So that's just my bit.
Yeah.
All right.
When I was studying level 2, and my teacher, who wasn't Pearl, somebody else here in Israel, when we talked about surrogate tapping, he said, and the topic came up of, you know, permission, etc. And he said, you know, so often people talk badly about other people. They don't ask permission before they do it. They just do it. And here, the intention is we want to do something good for the person. So sometimes you can get yourself into trouble if you do ask permission, just because, you know, maybe the person doesn't consciously at least want you to help them, especially if you're talking about an adult child or even with my child, you know, about she's small, about being messy or whatever it is. But I think I at least connect with the intention if I have a positive intention. And also I think that if the person really doesn't want you to be able to help them or tap on them, then you just won't get information. Like there'll be a block there.
Yeah.
That's my feeling.
Yeah.
Actually, I use a lovely mantra. I use before every session and after every session is, I am the only master of my being, of my energy and my life. I am pure love and I am free. So, and that's a nice intention going forward for that part, you know what I mean? So that's what I use. So I just thought I'd share it.
Yeah. I personally don't have a problem because I know it's always, you know, always with a higher intention just to help. And, you know, it's just sending love, it's a gift. I just see it as giving a gift. And if it's received, it's received. I don't think we're getting someone to do something they don't want to do.
But it's more about, if they've got a bump in the road that they need to work out for themselves, and then we're intervening with this surrogate.
I see. I see what you're saying.
That's journey. They've got to work.
Right.
And if your intention was, especially in a marriage situation, if you can think you've got a clear intention to help them, but your real inner motive, the motive at the bottom, could be a bit murky where you're trying to change them. They're annoying the hell out of you. You're resentful of them, and you want them to change.
Good point. Good point. Who's got a response? Sorry, Janine. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I said we've got to really think about that and really get down to what our underlying motive is.
And who else has a response to what Catherine said about bumps in the road? That kind of analogy. I mean, I suppose I'm thinking if you're using that analogy, if someone's got to go through the bumps in the road, they're still going to go through the bumps in the road. We're just helping them to experience it easier, maybe. So it's not about changing their journey.
Yeah. That's made me feel better about it.
Anyone else want to say, has anything to say on that topic? No. Okay, where am I up to? Nechama.
I was going to work with Yana, and we had a unscheduled time yesterday that was penciled in, but it didn't work out. So we didn't get a chance to practice. It's been a little crazy, as you know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to finding somebody to practice with. I have lots of options.
Okay, cool. I mean, you can practice with other people. You don't have to practice with each other. You can just do it. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead. Are there any questions, Nechama? Do you have any questions about anything?
No, I've been re-listening to all the recordings, and also digging up some other recorded sessions like this or similar to this. I've been thinking about how to approach my sister, to tap for her granddaughter on her issue. But it's sensitive because I also kind of had the same issue. My sister also had the same issue, and I'm really, it could be that I'm going to open up a lot. But my sister and I are very, very close. I feel sure that we could go through it.
Right.
So yeah, I'm trying to schedule some time. She's in the States, so I got to find a time zone we can get into.
So you're going to help her to tap for her grandchild. Is that what you're saying?
Right. I was listening again, and it's like when I go to talk about this 11-year-old grandniece, I really couldn't tell you that much about her. I visit with them, once or twice a year. So I realized I didn't really have enough information to do it myself. But my sister's very open. I've already taught her some basic, first aid tapping. She had a cancer spot, and we tapped together. It actually resolved nicely. Whether that helped or not, she knows how to tap for her pain. She has fibromyalgia. So my sister's she's with me all the time. So I think we could try to do this.
Did we speak about that people might get worse before they get better? Did we mention that last week?
No.
Oh, okay, important. We didn't say that. Okay, so just to be aware that yes, we're looking for change, and obviously we want the person to improve, but we've had it more than once, a few times where the child's been impossible, and within a couple of days, they've been the worst ever. And I've had a mum message me to say, I don't know what to do, help. She said, impossible. And I'm like, tapping, is it working? It's not working. And then I realized And then it just went amazing after that. And that's happened a few times. So it's affecting change, and it means it's working. It means it is working, because if they're seeing a change in the child, obviously we don't want a negative change. However, I think it's a bit like a detox. So sometimes when people are taking a detox, their body just goes into, has a really strong reaction. So I do most times remember to say, you know what, you might notice, but you know, our use of language is so strong that we have to be careful that how we say it. But in very small circumstances, it does happen that a child can become a lot worse. It's only temporary, and it's like a detox. And it might be typically a stubborn type of child, or the child who doesn't like to be told what to do. I have found it is those kinds of temperaments that have been the worst. So interesting to see. So I don't know if anyone's had that kind of experience. Yeah.
I do think you mentioned that, like, because you're kind of one person removed, that, you know, it might, instead of like a 24-hour settling of the process, that maybe it's a little bit longer. So maybe you did kind of allude to something like that.
I might have done, yeah. And we say we don't talk about it. We said that as well. We don't tell it, we don't discuss. You don't discuss.
Pearl,
but really, it can happen.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, go ahead, Sandy. Yeah.
I'm just curious, when obviously we have clients, are they an hour session each time? And is it 2 or 3 sessions that you recommend? Like, because you're not really going to cover it in one session, are you?
Yeah, so I'm recommending 3 sessions.
3 sessions, okay.
Yeah.
And an hour each session.
Yeah, but
okay.
And I do expect something after one session. It's been very rare when they've come back and said absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Nothing has been very, very good for children who have, you know, you've got little ones who won't go on the toilet. I mean, there was a space of a few months that I felt like I wasn't using any other language in my tapping. I was just talking about toilets nonstop. It was getting a bit much, but it was a lot about children who were scared to sit on a toilet, or scared to stop using nappies, you know, and all that kind of thing. So really, really effective for that as well. So these are things that you actually see a real results, because you'll see it either working or it doesn't working, because it's behavior results that we want to see. So it can be very, very interesting. And you'll find, which I found, is that people will say to me they've been for months to therapists. I mean, a good question that you're asking, Sandy, because someone will say to me, yes, we went for 6 months to this one, we've tried 5 months with that one. Oh, can I do it in one session with you? No. And I think we've built up, I don't know if I make a rod for my own back, but we've built this whole idea that EFT releases things so fast. But then the downside is that people expect miraculous results. So we've got to work with that. So yeah, manage the expectations. You know, 3 sessions. The last one was 2 sessions, and it was fine. So we just see. Are there any other questions? Where's Yana? Yana, are you there? I don't know. I don't know if she's on or not. So she'll come and tell us. Yana? No. So what I want to do is, if somebody's got something that we can use, because we wanted to use the teddies today. There's somebody who wanting to be at a demo, and I'm also, before that, I just had I've got here a transcript. I must have written a transcript from one of my demos, and I just going to read it through. If it's useful, is it useful for me to just read a little bit of the transcript of somebody that I worked with?
It is, but can you talk about the teddy bear in general, like from a beginner's point of view?
Yeah, I will do. Okay. I'm just going to go through this transcript. I'm just going to check if there's anything interesting that I think that I've not said, because this is a nice transcript of one of the demos that I did. This is not to do with the dead teddy bear yet. So in this example, so we were having her describe what she sees and when she saw her child, and these are her words that she said. So she said, I'm seeing you outside, I see you kicking things, and even though I see you kicking things, I send you love. I see you kicking things. And we were going over and over again. And I asked her, what's happening in your body? And so instead of saying what's happening in your body, we did, and I'm just going to share what it feels like in my body when I look at you, because that's a nice way of getting to it. I'm just going to share what's happening, what it feels like in my body when I'm looking at you. And then she said, I see you kicking things and I feel sad in my body, and that's my stuff. So incorporating it in the tapping I was doing, even though I see you and I feel sad in my body, that's my stuff, that's mummy's stuff. So you can incorporate that into your dialogue, that the mother can just own that. So just saying that to the child gives them some sort of separation, you know, like mummy's got stuff going on and it's just mummy's stuff. You can just play happily. It's just my stuff that's going on. And then, and in this example, we were doing more rounds of what's going on in the body and then checking if it was okay to continue. And then we were asking the questions, what is making you kick? So we were doing with this child, because she went to a child where her child is very, very angry, and she got a picture of him kicking. He was just kicking, kicking, kicking. So what's making you kick? What is making you kick? Maybe you know. So maybe you know and maybe you don't. And it's always about giving permission. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know, and whatever you tell me is okay. And then she said to me, because I've got in orange what she wrote, she said he knows the answer. So all she said to me back was, he knows the answer. Thank you for telling me you know the answer. Thank you for telling me. So a lot of rounds of validating before you actually go into it. Thank you for telling me you know the answer. And are you willing to share with me what the answer is? Would that be okay? So at the same time, a few rounds of saying that gives a chance for the tapping to get in. And then she said the answer, you treat me like a baby. So you're telling me I treat you like a baby. Thank you for sharing that with me. And whatever you tell me is okay. Thank you for telling me that. So it's all slowly, slowly just validating. And then after we did the few rounds, I asked her, what's he looking like in the picture? And then she said, he's stopped kicking. His face is open. His face looks different. So we put that back into the next round. I'm looking at you and you look different. And I've got another question I still want to ask you, and you're doing so well. So validating and asking the questions, do you still feel the need to kick? And he's going, no, I don't need to kick anymore. And then again, going rounds on that, and then asking another question. I'm going to ask you now about your anger. Can you give your anger a number 0 to 10? And then we did the rounds and it was a 10, and then we did the rounds bringing it down to a 3, and then I think we did colors, shapes, and then we asked him what he wanted in the picture, and she responded, he wants to feel grown up, he wants to feel respected. And again, thank you for telling me, thank you for sharing that. And can you give me an example? Can you give me an example of when you want to feel like a grown up? Can you give me an example when you want to be respected? So he's saying he wants to be trusted on the Fortnite game. I don't know if people know this game called Fortnite. He says he wants to be trusted. So at that point, I asked the mum, what does she want to tell him? Because I'm not going to come up with a solution. So this is really nifty. If you're really not sure how you're going to solve it or what you're going to say to the mum, well, what would you say to him in that? What do you want to say to your child? Your child's saying he wants to be trusted on Fortnite. How do you want to respond to them? And so get it from the mum and then put that in. So she said, oh, I still need some time to work it out. So I put that back in at the time. So I'm looking at my words, and we said, mum's working it out. And you know what? We are going to work it out together. We're really going to work it out together. And then she said, he's smiling now. So that was the end of that one. And we did a little bit of the as if. We ended up with a little bit of as if. And yeah, it was a very good
more of
round.
that. What was the as if?
The as if is as if, so did we do this last time? So he was the son. Oh, so I'm Joe. I'm 9 years old. I love football and I love Fortnite.
Oh,
but they treat me like an as if. That's the third part. I'm the as if. And that just takes out that last bit. Yeah. So we jump. So we're all the time jumping from talk about to talk to talk as if. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, most of the healing takes place in the talk to part. I like it because you're validating constantly, and it's allowing that whole dialogue where you can validate. Whereas if you do the as if, yes, you're validating yourself, but you're not hearing it because the child likes to hear it from the mother. So you've got all the opportunities to say all those things. So I particularly like the talk to part. Yeah, and I'm just having a look. I think that's all I wanted to say about that. So we just keep giving it back, go slowly, and just trust the tapping. Trust the tapping, that it doesn't matter. So if we just go over again, thank you so much for telling me. It's important you're telling me. It's a really good question, and I'm thinking of the best way to answer, and all of that, and letting the tapping, loosening it up as we go along. All right, enough about that. So the teddy bear. You've never worked with teddy bear, Nechamas? Who else has never worked with teddy bears? Okay.
Earl, can I ask a question? I'm sorry, I've been MIA.
Oh, Yana, you're here.
Yeah,
hi.
I'm here. I'm just like a little MIA here. But can I ask
MIA,
a question?
I'm not sure, but
missing in action. Well,
I
that's okay.
see.
Oh my God, it's so smart. Okay, we don't want to go there. By the way, I've been using EFT since Thursday night, so nonstop. You know, in Mayron. I just want to tell you how that has worked for me. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, I just wanted to ask, I don't know if you already just covered this, but if I have mom and child in the room, my daughter is 7, can I tap? Can we do that together? Does that work?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm so glad you brought that up. Yes, because I've not done that very often, but I have done that, and it's wonderful. So you just have you have just the child playing in the room. You have the child just playing in the room, and you just tap with the parents. But very often you just get information from the child. They'll start saying things. Yeah.
They could just be playing off to the side, and then mom, and then we do the same thing you're saying now. Mom is the like.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I don't know if I would do the dialogue. I'd do more as if. I think I'd do the as if more.
Okay.
It's very intuitive, but I've only ever done it twice, and it was way back. But I must say I loved it, because I don't particularly I don't encourage children to come. So I really only been a couple of times, but I have found it to be very, very successful. Yeah.
As if is when you're saying like the mother is the child.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the child might like speak up in the room. And,
the child might speak up. Yeah, they add in the odd word. Yeah, you get nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Who likes the sound of that, having the child in the room as well? Yeah, for the people who do work with kids, yes, excellent. I'm so glad you said that. Okay, so I think the best thing is who wants to be a demo person? And I'm going to talk about the teddy bears as we go along.
Earl, can I ask one more question?
Of course.
I think you might have covered this too, but oh my gosh, my battery is going to die in a second. I just wanted to know, I know like we don't know exactly how this works, but if this does, meaning like I have people that don't want to do like anything to do with energy. It might be anti-religious in some way. So how do I explain surrogate tapping to them? Like what would be like a simple way to explain this?
So I think we did we talk about this already a little bit? We brought it
up.
I'll watch it. We brought it up. Who's got any other better answers in one sentence than what we said before?
We're all connected.
We're all connected. Okay.
I mean, if people are religious, spiritual, you speak about it on spiritual terms and they'll totally buy into it. You know,
Perfect.
We can talk about the whole Kabbalistic side of things. There's a lot. I can give you some terminology in Hebrew if you like. I can let you know about that. Yeah.
Thank you.
How, you know, there is a way of affecting, it's very much one can affect someone else's conscious awareness through connecting to them through the subconscious. It's definitely an accepted practice. Yeah. Anyway,
thank you.
We'll speak some more about that. Okay. Who can I use as a demo person that is willing to use a bear and we can use today? Something small. Somebody who can please be our demo. Okay, Sandy's got a hand up.
Okay, my son is an adult, but do you know what?
Okay, go for it. Let's go for it.
Yeah, it's something small.
Okay, so what I want to say about teddy bears, the first thing is, are you asking the people who have never used with teddy bears, what is it you want to know exactly? Do you want to know how we'd explain it to somebody, or what are your main questions that you want to ask about them?
Kind of, how does it work and how do you explain it? I mean,
all right, okay. So first of all, I always say the teddy bear's a prop. I use the word the teddy bear's a prop. We know they're not real. We know they are not real. They are a prop. And they're a prop that we use to connect to something. It just gives us something to fix on rather than conjuring it up in our heads. It just gives something to fix on, and it's just sometimes easier to use. But as far as us as practitioners, we know that we can use teddy bears for inner child work, for parts work, talking to ourselves, relationship issues with children. I mean, we can use them for all those things. But at the end of the day, it's a prop. It's just something. But what is for me the most fascinating part is that the bear seems to change expression. And that's who's worked with a bear and found that they have changed expressions. Yeah, Janine, what's happened with you?
Well, one day I had a little girl in the room, and she was just so, such an amazing imagination, and it was to do with a really bad phobia of water. And so with her swimming, swimming lessons and all the rest of it, and I said to her to look at the teddy. I said, "Do you think Teddy knows? Has Teddy got the answer for you?" I said, "Okay, shut your eyes, love, and just hold Teddy up to your ear, and Teddy's going to tell you what to do." And she was just gorgeous, and she starts nodding her head, and has he got anything else to say? And then she went away and went swimming. And I'd said to her, when you get in the pool, if you need to, just shut your eyes and remember what Teddy said, and then away you go. And her mother said she saw her do exactly that in the swimming lessons. And so that was another way of using Teddy as well.
Anyone else worked with teddies and had seen a change?
I've worked with them with my clients, and it's good in the beginning, and then they don't want to do it again. Like they're hesitant, or maybe I don't have enough confidence, so I'm not giving over. But I try. I'm like, this is working, and then I think I get nervous that they're going to think it's too weird, and then they pick up on that. But it's been. I found that when I did do it, they were relaxed, and the number went down. Like, it was really good, and then not want to do it again.
So, each one is different. I've had some really interesting results on them. What did I want to say? The whole idea of mirror. So we're working on the idea of the mirror neurons, that when we see, when we tap on the bear, it's like something's firing in us. So it's the idea that it's like we're tapping on the same place as itself. So we're going into that field of mirror neurons. That's what we're doing. So that's the idea behind that. I'm just going to get my bear. I did the other week in the guild. I did there was a lot of people there. I think we had a whole discussion on teddy bears. I can't remember what was discussed, but we did some teddy bear tapping. So maybe we'll do another one sometime. Okay, so we're going to just use the teddy bear when we get to the talk to part. So that's the time we're going to use it. But anytime, even today, I was working with somebody, and I said, just guess, when do you think your problem first started, whatever it was, and she said, 8 is jumping into my head. So I said, well, let's make the bear 8-year-old you. And that's what we did. And we start tapping on the bear. And then we asked the bear then to tell us. It's kind of having this conversation with the bear. Also, the validating statements are very nice with the teddy bear, because you can say, even though you hate the weather and you're in such a bad mood, you're a cute bear. So you can give a validating statements like, you're a cute bear, which is a nice validating statement, because no one can argue it's always a cute bear. So it's nice to say it. So these are quite nice validating statements. So we talk about the bear, we talk about he, even though it's a she. If my client's a female, I'll still say he, because if I'm talking to a bear, somehow I found that that's what we do automatically. We talk about he. And then we just make it all about the bear. It's just another distancing technique. It's a very clever distancing technique. It can be really good. It can be really good in relationship issues. So many times. You want to have a complaint against your mother for something, talk to the bear, tap on the bear, tell the bear how you feel, tell your mother how you feel, and how's she looking back at you, and then you see, oh, she's looking angry, and then, oh, now she's softening, her expression's softening. So these are the kind of things, when I say the expression changes, they'll tell me, oh, the bear's now looking a bit happier. But let's see what goes on with Sandy. Okay.
Can I just ask one question, please?
Ask some questions. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So if you're working online, as we all are at the moment, are you both working with bears?
Yeah, I would say it is harder on Zoom.
Yeah.
If it was much harder, I mean, I have not been doing it on Zoom.
Right. Okay.
It's much harder.
So if you were doing face to face, the client would be tapping.
If I'm doing it face to face, we each have a bear.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we each have a bear. Yeah, but I think it's quite hard on Zoom, especially if somebody's used to it and done before, and they say, "Oh, I'm used to working with bears. I'd love to." Yeah. Then fine. But has anyone done tapping with bears on Zoom? No. No, I think it's quite difficult. Oh, you have, Michal?
Yes, but she had something in her hand. She had something that resembled a bear.
Yeah. Yeah. I had one of my students told me she did it with her client, had a pillow and talked to the pillow. Anyway, we're going to use a bear for now. All right, so let's get going. Okay, Sandy. So now without the bear, yeah, but we're not. I'll tell you as soon as we're done. I just want to get some details.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is, because we want to get to the talk 2 part, so we'll make sure you're not in the way. So we'll have a small, because we want to make sure we get to the tapping with the talk 2 part.
So,
okay, you tell me.
Tapping for my son. My son, obviously it's lockdown in Ireland. My son, since this lockdown, has been living in Limerick with his girlfriend and her family, and now he's moving back home with me at the weekend, and I'm a little bit nervous for him. And
so what do you want for him? What do you want for him?
I just want him to not be so needy with her, that, you know, to be his own person, to, you know, be happy in himself, that, you know, because he's given up all his friends and he's just thrown himself into his girlfriend completely. And I worry as a mother, you know, if anything happened, because he's given them all up for this girl, and now he's moving back, and it's going to be a whole new situation.
So let's just go with what you want for him. So let's give it one sentence. So what would you say?
I wanted him to stand on his own 2 feet and be happy in himself, within himself.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Do you think he wants that, to stand on his own 2 feet?
Possibly no.
I'm only checking because just for demo purposes.
Yeah, I know, because see, unfortunately he's in love. He's 21 and he's not, you know, think about it, a 21-year-old, you know, what she says goes, you know.
Right. So, but the main question is, you say, I want him to stand on his own 2 feet. Is that something that he wants? Because let's be very clear. Again, we are here working to clear fear and fears and anxiety.
Okay. Yeah, well,
so
I suppose again,
let's maybe rejiggle it a bit.
Okay, I want him to be happy in himself, that, you know, if whatever works out, whatever happens, you know, when he comes home, because it's all going to be different, you know.
So I don't like the words happy too much.
Okay.
So I desire that.
I don't want him to be anxious. Zach. Yeah.
So I desire that Zach feels calm and confident, or he feels peace
calm
in his
and
body.
Confident. Yeah, calm in himself and confident. Yeah.
Okay. And give me a number to what do I ask next? Give me a number to the blockage.
I'd say 7.
7. So I desire that Zach feels calm and confident when he lives at home, when he moves back home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so we're just going to start with that. So we're just going to do some rounds on that, and then we're going to see where it goes, and then we'll get to the talk to that. Okay, well, so I'm here for Zach.
I'm here for Zach.
Zach is, did you say 21?
21, yeah.
Zach is 21.
Yeah,
I'm here for Zach.
I'm here for Zach.
Zach is 21.
Zach is 21.
Okay, so let's just get to know him a little bit. What's he like as a person?
Zach is 6'3". I call him the gentle giant.
Okay.
He is he would be quite shy unless he gets to know you. I call him the house devil and the street angel. You know, he's he's very lovable. He's friendly, sociable. Everybody knows him. He's a great swimmer. He's an amazing swimmer. Very kind, very caring, very gifted young kids. Kids love him. The girls love him too because he's gorgeous, he's tall, he's blonde, he's charming. I suppose he's easily led, he falls very easily in love. And
yeah, all of that.
All of that.
All of that.
Yeah.
That gentle giant.
Yeah, gentle giant.
All of that.
All of that.
Yeah. But
I worry about him as his mother because I feel he can be very easily led by others. And I feel sometimes he's not strong enough or confident in himself as a person.
So I desire
that Zach is more confident in himself, to be happy in himself.
So I'm here for Zach.
I'm here for Zach.
And I desire that he feels calm and confident.
I desire that he feels calm and confident.
When he moves back home.
Pardon?
When he moves back home. Sorry, my earphones have
Oh yeah, sorry. When he moves back home, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm nervous. I'm scared. And it's interesting. I'm scared. And now even talking to you here right now, I'm scared because I know now it's bringing up an old memory for me, Oh,
it's bringing up an old memory.
It's bringing up an old memory because this time last year, when we had the first lockdown, when he split up with his girlfriend, he would have got caught up with the wrong company, should I say, and started dabbling in cocaine. So that wasn't a very nice experience. And I suppose he got back with his girlfriend because he'd split up. He got back with her and now they're still together and he's moving home. But I suppose I still have that fear, that old fear, that what if he, what if they have another row this time and he decides, well, I did this last time when we split up. I took some cocaine and it made me feel better.
Okay, so I'm saying all of this.
I'm saying all of this.
And it's bringing up my worry.
Yeah, it's bringing up my worry. Yeah.
My concern.
Yeah, my concern. Yeah.
So, and because we're doing a demo, I just want to kind of put your worry and your concern, if we can just put it to one side. So what would it be like if I could put my worry and my concern?
Yeah, if I could put my worry and concern to one side.
One side, maybe let it go and watch TV.
Yeah.
Or send it to the beach.
Yeah, go to the beach. Go for a swim.
Go for a swim.
Yeah.
I can pick you up afterwards.
I can pick you up afterwards. Yeah.
If
I want to.
Because I want to connect to Zach.
I want to connect to Zach.
And I want to talk to Zach.
I want to talk to Zach.
From a calm place.
From a calm place.
Maybe I'll send my worry and concern.
Yeah.
I'll just send it off to the beach.
I'll send my worry and concern off to the beach.
I'm just going to find Zach somewhere.
Yeah, I'm going to find Zach somewhere.
I'll just go talk to him.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to him.
Okay, you tell me about what number are you?
Just saying that now, I'm okay. I'm okay,
All right.
I'm 3 probably, I'm okay.
So would it be okay? So you're okay at 3. So we're just going to say, Zach, when I think about you feeling calm and confident.
When I think about you feeling calm and confident.
And I say the blockage is a 7.
Let's say the blockage is a 7.
I'm curious what pops into my head
Curious what pops into my head
when the blockage started.
when the blockage started.
When it started. I'll see what pops into my head.
The blockage started for Zach. Zach would have been bullied in school as a young boy. 7.
Okay. So what we're going to do, is that okay? We're going to make the bear 7-year-old Zach. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
You're doing okay there, Sandy? Is that all right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to stop and start. I'm going to stop and start. So just to pause for a moment. So now I've got the information. I mean, I'm going quite fast.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I just want to get to the bear part. So
Yes.
we've probably spent longer, but we're just going to now, we've got a nice way. We're going to make the, this is where we're now actually working with a teddy bear. So we're going to make the teddy bear Zach, age 7. So how it works is you look at your bear, you're engaging now with your bear.
Okay.
Don't look at me too much.
Okay.
Looking with your bear. I can hold this at a good angle. I think that's okay like that. It doesn't matter if you're tapping on different points to me. You get your own rhythm of tapping. But I just want you looking at your bear.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And do I tap now or just look at the bear?
So you're going to start tapping in your own rhythm. Like we're just going to talk and tap, and we're just going around the points, and we're just going to tap and talk. Okay. So I'm just going to start you off, and we're just going to start talking. Okay. So you're 7-year-old Zach and a bear.
You're 7-year-old Zach and the bear.
You're 7-year-old Zach and a bear.
You're 7-year-old Zach and the bear.
You're 7-year-old Zach and a bear.
You're 7-year-old Zach and the bear.
And I'm remembering.
And I'm remembering.
That.
I'm remembering that time that you were bullied in school.
That time that you were bullied in school.
Yeah.
I'm remembering that time when you were bullied in school.
I remember that time when you were bullied in school. Can't hear you there, Pearl, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to have to move closer because the line, it's so windy here and I'll just, sorry.
Make this louder. Is that better?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I'm looking at you.
I'm looking at you.
And I'm remembering the time you were bullied in school.
And I remember the time that you were bullied in school.
But when you're looking at your bear, what do you see? Do you just see a bear or do you see an expression?
I see a very sad and lonely and scared little bear right now.
I'm looking at you.
I'm looking at you.
Little bear.
Little bear.
And you see very sad and lonely bear.
You're very scared.
Scared. I'm very scared. I'm
I can't.
Oh, sorry. There seems to be a background noise. Is everybody else muted?
Okay.
There's like a background. Sorry.
Okay. Getting closer.
Background noise. There seems to be. Okay, is that better?
That's better. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry. We'll do our best.
Okay. Okay, Grant. Yeah. No, you're fine.
Okay. I'm looking at you, little bear.
I'm looking at you, little bear.
And I'm seeing a sad. You'll just have to remind me now.
And I'm seeing a sad, lonely, frightened little bear.
Frightened little bear.
Yeah.
Even though
I
see a sad, lonely and frightened little bear.
I see a sad, lonely, frightened little bear.
I'm sending you lots and lots of love.
I'm sending you lots and lots of love.
Even though I see a sad, lonely and frightened little bear.
Even though I see a sad, lonely and frightened little bear.
I'm sending you lots of love.
Sending you lots of love.
I'm looking at you.
I'm looking at you.
And I see that you're sad and frightened.
And I see that you're sad and frightened.
I'm looking at you.
I'm looking at you.
And I'm seeing you're sad and frightened.
And I'm seeing you're sad and you're frightened.
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 Because
these boys at school are being nasty to you. They're being horrible. They're hurting you.
the boys at school are being nasty to you.
Yeah, boys at school are being
Yeah.
nasty to you. Yeah.
And the boys are being horrible to you.
Yeah, the boys are being really horrible to you.
Yeah, they are. They're being really horrible to you.
Yeah. And you're afraid to go to school.
And you're afraid to go to school.
Yeah, you're crying. You don't want to go to school.
And you're crying, you don't want to go to school.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're crying, you don't want to go to school.
You don't want to go to school.
Of course you don't want to go to school.
Yeah, of course you don't want to go to school.
You don't want to go to school.
You don't want to go to school.
I know. I know. You're
I know.
frightened. You're
Yeah.
frightened.
You're frightened.
You're frightened.
You're frightened.
You don't want to go to school.
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 The boys are mean to you.
Yeah, the boys are mean to you.
And you're frightened.
And you're frightened.
The boys are mean to you.
Boys are mean to you.
And you're frightened.
And you're frightened.
And I'm just looking at you.
And I'm just looking at you.
And sending you lots and lots of love.
And sending you lots and lots and lots of love.
I know you're frightened. And it's
I
good that
know
you
you-
can tell me. And it's
I
good that
know
you can
you-
tell me.
Yeah, I know you're frightened. And it's good that you can tell me.
It's good that you can tell me.
It's good that you can tell
It's
me.
good to tell me.
It's good that you can tell me.
It's good that you can tell me.
It's
Okay,
good that
just
you
take
can tell me.
just take a breath in and breath out. Okay, what are your bear looking like now?
My bear feels he's been heard. He feels safe that he's right now, that somebody is hearing him, somebody's listening to him, that he's not in his own,
Okay.
that he
let's
doesn't
just-
have to do this on his own.
Okay. So you're telling me.
She okay?
Sorry, someone's got background noise. Oh, it must be Yana. 1 minute, I'm just muting her. Sorry, there's no one else is muted. Okay. So we're just going to carry on. You're telling me
You're telling me
that you feel heard,
that you feel heard,
and I'm always here to hear you.
and I'm always here to hear you.
I'm always here.
I'm always here.
I'm always here.
I'm always here.
And you can tell me anything at all.
And you can tell me anything at all.
And you can tell me if there's a particular picture you want to take me to,
Tell me if there's a particular picture you want to take me to.
or you just want to talk about it generally. Whatever you want to tell me, you can.
Or you just want to talk about it generally, whatever you can.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. It's okay.
I'm here for you. And I've got
I'm
all
here.
the time in the world for you.
I'm here for you. I've got all the time in the world for you.
All the time in the world for you. And you are a cute bear.
And you are a cute bear.
Okay, what's your bear looking like?
Yeah, he's not as frightened as before. He's okay. He's feeling held and he's feeling loved. Not as fearful.
Okay, so let's just ask him, what number is he now? Do you want to ask him what number?
Say he's a number 2.
Okay. I'm looking at you.
I'm looking at you.
And you're a number 2 now.
And you're a number 2 now.
And you're doing really well.
And you're doing really well.
So what would you help you to be a 0, little one?
What would help you to be a 0, little one?
What would help you to be a 0?
What would help you to be a 0? I think not to be afraid, because Zach is dyslexic, so he would have learning difficulties, and don't let that stop him or hinder him in his.
So do you want to tell him that? So what do you want to say to him?
Zach, just because you're dyslexic, it doesn't label you who you are as a person. You are a beautiful soul, inside, outside. You are amazing. You used to have so many gifts, so many talents. I love you.
And what's about the worry about being dyslexic? What was that about?
Yeah, because it's that stopped him, the fear, you know, of speaking out, you know, because for him it was hard in school, you know, he would have struggled.
So I'm just going to turn that around a little bit because if that's okay, I'm just going to say, Zach, you said that your number is now a 2.
Zach, you said your number is now a 2.
So you could if you want.
You could if you want.
Choose how you want to feel about being dyslexic.
Yeah, choose how you feel you want to be about being dyslexic.
How would you like to feel about it?
How would you like to feel about being dyslexic?
I can't change that you're dyslexic.
Can't change that you're dyslexic.
Whatever that even means.
Whatever that even means. It's only a word.
It's only a word.
Yeah.
It's only a word.
It's only a word. It's nothing.
And you can make it mean whatever you want it to mean.
Yeah, you can make it mean whatever you want it to mean.
You can choose.
You can choose.
You can celebrate it.
Yeah, you can celebrate it.
You can do what you like.
You can do what you like.
Now that your number's low, you get to choose.
Now it's number low, you get to choose.
Okay, so what's your bear saying back to you?
My bear is saying back that I choose to be me, be my own person.
So
I choose to.
You choose to be your own person.
Yeah, I choose to be my own person. I choose to be confident in myself that dyslexia doesn't define who I am. I am me, and I am unique, just as me.
And I want to check in with your little 8-year-olds. What number are you now?
Check in with what? Sorry.
Was the 8? Was the 8 in this memory? I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, 7. Yeah.
Seven,
Do you know
7.
what? You know,
what's your bear looking like?
My bear actually he looks a bit spaced out. No, he's okay. He's look, he's content. You know, he's held. He's he's safe. He's happy. He's content. Yeah, he's okay because we've talked and it's okay. You know.
And does he need anything else from us at age 8, or is it okay that we can?
No, I think he's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to pause for a moment for feedback. So first of all, Sandy, what was that like?
Yeah, that was really good because I've done that with you before, the bear thing. So I actually love the bear experience, to be honest. I do actually find it very effective. Yeah, it's amazing. It brought up a lot of stuff for me as well. It's interesting, triggered stuff. You know, it was good. It was really good. I hadn't thought about that. It's amazing where it brings you to, isn't it?
Well, it's amazing where it brings you to. Are you talking about going to that age when you say it's amazing?
Even to go back, because that was horrific. Like when I think about it now, it all makes bloody sense. You know, it was awful. I remember it, and I was actually I could feel my getting quite emotional. You know, because it was horrible. So I can understand where it's coming from. You know.
So really, thank you for that. But before
thank
you. Reflect on that, I just want to ask something else from you. Did you see the bear change expression?
Yeah, I did actually.
You did.
He's looking happy. My bear.
It's a gorgeous one. So first of all, there was a few things that we gained from that because we just saw how quickly we went to the core. You know, how quick did we get there? But really, really quick. What else have we got? Anything from the observers? What have the observers got to say that would be useful to share?
I think it was amazing. That was awesome.
So could I ask?
Sure, Catherine.
If you asked the mother, what's the number of the blockage, and they don't know that, where do you start?
I do encourage people to come up with a number. even if I might say I don't know, but I would ask them either to guess, or you see, because when I start my sessions, I very often want to give them an experience of the two different brain areas. So I will say, I'll say, just to understand our emotional brain and our logical brain, I'll say, tell me a color, and they'll tell me a color. And then I'll say, if I was to ask you what you had for supper last night, you notice you've got to go and retrieve that answer. So I'm first of all showing the two different brain areas. So then I might say to them, right, tell me a color, and I get the answer quickly. Tell me a shape, I get the answer quickly. Tell me the number, when you tell me the number you think he is, I usually get an answer really quickly. I kind of just get them into that brain area as much as I can.
With Sandy, so she's working, thank you, yeah. So she's working with her son, 21. And the blockage is actually in her and not him, because he hasn't got an issue. So then what do you do?
I'm not sure if I fully understand. It starts off, you think so we start off coming with we think the child's got a blockage, right? We say the child, I'm going to give another example because I don't want to mess with Sandy's experience, because I want to let it sit now. So let's make up an experience. So we'll make up a girl, you've got a daughter who's 14, who's got a lot of fears, not going to school, whatever. So we'll start off, I would like my daughter to go to school. Yeah.
Let's just say the daughter's fine, but the issue is with me.
So then we're not coming to do surrogate work.
Well, that's what. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I haven't understood your question.
Sandy's analogy into it. But,
yeah.
Can't kind of not by asking this question, because Sandy's son didn't have an issue. She did.
Well, Sandy said that she would like him to be confident and calm. And she said that blockage to him feeling confident and calm was a 7. That's the information I had.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the information I went off.
Yeah, okay, I've got it now.
Yeah. And then when we start tapping, what typically comes up was she started off by sharing it, because it all came out, because that'll typically happen with a parent. It'll start to come out how they feel about it, and I'm frustrated and I'm worried and I'm all of that. Yes. So we could spend quite a bit of time going over that first. I just wanted to do it really quickly because I wanted to get to the bear part. But yes, I hope that understood. Yeah, if I understood you correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes it can be the parent's blockage, but they'll bring the child's issue, and then we just follow where it goes. But when we ask for the number that we're asking for is the child's blockage. That's what we're asking for.
But sorry,
Tina.
It doesn't really matter, does it, whether it's your worry or the child's worry? I mean, you start off with the child's worry, but then it doesn't matter what comes up, really, whether it's yours or whether it's the child, because we're saying that it's all linked, aren't we? And you can passing these things on to the child, which is so it doesn't matter too much.
Yes, but yes, you're right. But for example, if I've got and you're very right. I'm just giving an example of somebody whose child was extremely clingy and she just wouldn't leave her alone. So we first of all spent quite a bit of time doing a lot of rounds on the mother. Just found it so irritating. She couldn't bear it. She used to walk in the house and the daughter just wouldn't let her go. And then when her nieces came to visit and she hugged the nieces, the daughter was like, have a fit. And we had to deal quite a lot with the mother's irritation about that. And then we got to once that all cleared, then we actually got to the root of what it was. And it was still the mother's issue, interestingly enough, because the mother had a stepmother situation. So there was stuff going on that was putting it in place, but we still needed to deal with all that the mother, because the mother, and that's why it's very, very rewarding, because just helping the mother to get past her own irritation and her own feeling like she can't bear it anymore. So then that whole dynamic was going on. So we shift that whole dynamic of the mother's irritation is really very valuable. It just gives them a better relationship. Yeah, it's very intuitive. You've got to just go with it. But yeah, you can't go wrong. But we do want to clear the mother before we really want to get to the child, or we send it that part to the beach or wherever you decide. Did you notice, who noticed that Sandy went into a bit of as if automatically? Did we notice that? Yeah, Nechama, you're nodding, you saw that. So you just go with it, it doesn't matter. None of it matters. It's just, we just go with the flow. Any other observers? Anything else that we observed? It was very different from doing it on just on a picture in your mind, like last week we're doing on a picture in your mind, and you'll just see what you prefer. So play with both and see. But you could be asking exactly the same questions. You know, you could be saying, what color is that fear? Does it have a color? What's it like? Can you take me to a picture of when it first happened? You do exactly the same. You can do exactly the same. But sometimes it's nice because you're just getting feedback from the bear. Yeah, Nechama. Yeah, muting, sorry. Go on.
Here we go.
Yeah, there we go.
So you do talk about and you do talk to, but when you're doing talk as if, what are you going to do with the bear? Because now you
not using the bear. Don't use the bear. No, it's just for the talk to part, for the dialogue. Anything that there's a dialogue, that's when we use the bear, and then you let the answers come from the bear. It's a very easy question to ask. What's the bear looking like now? How easy is that? I mean, it doesn't take much skill, really. You haven't got to be creative with your questioning. You just say, well, what's the bear looking like now? Oh, the bear looks the same. Okay, so the bear looks like the same. You look the same. Let's not be scared of that answer. Even though you look the same, you're still a cute bear and you still look the same, and that's okay. You look the same, and I'm sending you. It's really, you just.
Have you found clients that just really had this really good mental picturing? I know for myself, when I was myself first doing EFT and child work with an EFT practitioner, I didn't like the bear, but I had these full color movies and videos in my head, and the players in my head did things that completely shocked me and surprised me. And so, I mean, have you had clients like that? Is that common? Is it, uncommon?
Are you talking about that they prefer not to use the bear? Is that what you're saying? That they prefer that they've got more pictures in there? Yeah, sure. It's an alternative to use.
Okay.
It's quite nice for. It's also, I mean, now we're not talking about surrogate work. We're just talking about teddy bears. But I've just used it for 20-year-old girl, 18-year-old, that sort of age, when they find it very hard to talk about how they're feeling. So they talk about the bear is feeling like that. The bear, then it's really nice way to use. That's not surrogate work though, but that's just using the teddy bear. So it's, as I say, it's a distancing technique, like project it all onto the bear. So it's easier to say that the bear's feeling angry rather than I'm feeling angry. It's just easier to say it. So we can get a lot of information that way, and we can get a lot of clearing done.
Okay, and so like if I'm tapping like for my daughter, I come to you and we have a session and we're tapping for my daughter, it gives me something to project that's kind of like physical.
Yeah, exactly. It's just an alternative way for doing the talk to part of, you might like it. And some people, you'll practice it and you'll see, go away, practice it, and you see which you prefer to do, what you prefer to use.
Okay, thank you.
And I mean, today I started the session and we stopped using the bear quite quickly because it didn't feel right, because she did like it, but it wasn't right for the sentences we were using and where we needed to go. It just wasn't right, because it's more for the dialogue part. It's very good. But if you're going to get a real strong image and you're doing things like movie technique, it's not really. So, you can stop and you can start.
Pearl, can I ask a question?
Sure.
When you were talking at one point you said, what's your bear saying back? And before that you were saying, like, I was confused that you said instead of saying, like, what is the name of her son saying back? Like when is it the bear and when is it?
I was always like, I want the bear to be. Yeah, because we've already
So
established that the bear is Zach. At the beginning, we said,
Got it.
I want to
got it.
check in
Okay.
with you, Sandy, how you're doing, which I haven't done yet. So I do apologize. I want to come in and check with you. But yeah, no. We make the bear that age. So then now it's just now what's the bear saying back to you. So isn't that so much easier?
Yeah, thank you.
It can be. How are you doing, Sandy? Because I just wanted to check with you.
Yeah,
just
I'm
wanna
okay. It's
check with you.
interesting. It obviously stirred up stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't. It's quite interesting because I've been doing a lot of work and I haven't had that feeling in my stomach because I carry all my emotions in my stomach, you know. And the last few sessions of tapping, it's been gone. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And it actually, it stirred up again, it came back.
Stirred up again.
But it's actually, it's okay. It's kind of past, you know, it's interesting. There's a lot more, obviously, like one session is not enough, you know?
No. Yeah. And so what do we know if it's just stirred back up? What would be the answer to that? What do we know?
Tap some more around.
That, but it's just uncovering another aspect. Just uncovering another aspect. Yeah. Can I just ask you, I'm just going to check numbers because you said at the beginning it was a 7 was the blockage. I'm going to give you the sentence back again and just see what number floats into your head. I desire that Zach feels calm and confident when he moves back home.
Yeah, probably about about a 2.
Cool. And I think I would, I don't think there's time now, but I would do a nice finishing off statement. Okay, shall we do that? Do you know what? Let's just do that. Let's just do that because now his numbers are 2 or less. So we can make teddy bear. Okay, so just to tell everyone, when we change ages of the teddy bear, I just turn it around like that and back to us again. So now he's not a 7-year-old teddy bear and now he's a 21-year-old. He's 21-year-old. Okay. So we're just going to tap and tell him. So what would you like to say to him? So I'm just going to start you off and I'm just saying, I'm looking at you, Zach in the bear.
I'm looking at you, Zach, in the bear.
Zach in the bear. And I see your numbers come down to a 2.
See your numbers come down to a 2.
So that means you get to choose.
And so that means you get to choose.
How would you like to feel when you move back home?
How would you like to feel when you move back home?
Okay.
And would I say with the statement then I choose? Will I use I choose?
Yeah. So
yeah.
So make it you choose. So change it to you choose. Yeah. Okay.
You choose. You or I? Sorry.
Because you're telling the bear you choose.
Okay.
Yeah.
You choose. You choose.
Yeah.
Okay. You choose. So the bear is choosing now. Okay. So I choose to come and go as I please.
Okay, so what's he looking like when you say that? You choose to come and go as you please.
He's looking at me with eyes waiting for my reaction because normally in the past I've been always questioning what time you're coming home at, you know?
Okay.
So he's looking at me.
So I'm going to interrupt you by just sharing that then I would be tapping on that and I'll be saying, you're looking at me with those eyes and I do a whole round on that normally. I mean, there's not much time now, but I would be doing a whole round and you're looking at me when you say that because that's also then the blockage. And it's brilliant that you brought that up because that's really helpful because that would give us now a next round because, you know, you're looking at me and I see with those eyes waiting to see my reaction.
Yeah, waiting to see my reaction. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I choose to be good this time, to do, you know, to be in good company.
What's he looking like?
He's reassuring me. So he's yeah.
And you're reassuring me.
Yeah, and you're reassuring me.
You're reassuring me. What are you saying to me? What are you saying to me, Zach? You're reassuring me. What are you saying?
Reassuring me. Yeah. What are you saying?
What are you saying? What are you saying? What words are you saying to me?
Yeah. Trust me. Trust me. Yes, everybody makes mistakes. I made a mistake. I won't do that mistake again. You know, I'll be fine when I come home. I've got my 50-inch TV in there. I can just hang out, you know. So I choose to enjoy being in my lovely room that looks like a hotel, you know. It's like, yeah, I choose to embrace it, and you know, and I choose to make my own meals, that I don't have to, you know, you don't have to make me my dinners anymore. I choose to be independent and grown up.
Yeah.
And I choose to be
so,
happy. Yeah.
And how's that feeling? How's that feeling?
Yeah, good. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, thank you very much, because that was a really, really wonderful demo. And, you know, sorry if it brought up stuff that now needs to be tapped on.
Catherine, you can work in it.
But that was a lovely ending as well. What did we think about that ending? That was nice, because you also then again saw different expressions in the bear, and then you got to say nice things, and then you gave it back, he gave it back to you, and then you responded, and there was, you know, obviously we would have spent longer on it, but do we see how it goes as well? Because that's what he's saying to you. He's saying to you, trust me, I'll be okay. You know, and he wants, that was lovely. Does anyone want to say anything else about that before we go, the observers? What did we learn from that?
It seems like we didn't do as much validating, like thanking Zach and the bear. Maybe it's just because we were cutting short.
Yeah. Anything else? So what do we think about that ending? So we can do something like that with the choosing. And then we saw another aspect, but that's why I like when the numbers are low, how we bring up another aspect, because that aspect was great that came out, that he says to you, trust me. So whether it's, and you know, we don't know if we'd have done it without the bear, whether we'd have gone down a similar route. We've got no way of knowing. You know, it's not an exact science. We can't compare. We don't know. We don't know what would have come out if we'd have just done it without the bear. Who knows? Okay, does that feel okay to finish? Yeah. I'd love to get feedback. I'm going to switch the recording off now. I'd love, yeah, Nechama, yeah.
We have everyone's email, so like, you know, I can just like ask around and see who might have some time available. Is that okay with everyone?
Sure.
Emails?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say that I'm sorry I missed last week's and I caught it this afternoon. But the reason I wanted to do this course was because I did some surrogate tapping with Pearl on my 20-year-old a few weeks ago, and how he was really bad at communicating and stuff. And after the second session, I texted Pearl to say he'd sent me flowers just out of the blue. And Pearl was like crying.
Starting again.
So he is suffering from really bad depression and anxiety. And that was why I wanted to do it, because I found that when I did it, Pearl did it on me, it was so helpful and it was so fab. So thank you, Pearl.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you. No, it was really a privilege. Yeah, Nechama.
I'm just full of questions suddenly. Can we tap for our parents? My mother's having a very, very, very difficult thing right now.
I would say so.
You can do it that way also?
Yeah, I would say so. Do you want me to put you in pairs, or you're going to work it out yourselves? Or just, you know, I leave it to you to find out, because you don't have to practice. You can practice with anybody as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to practice, then I've got no one. If anyone wants to, let me know.
Yeah. Okay. I'll send it all. I'll upload the video, and then you'll see all the emails again. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
And yeah. Message me any questions or anything at all. Okay. Thanks. Oh,
thank you.
Tina, you're hilarious.
Thanks,
I like
Bert.
the one. Oh, Tina's got one with. Did you make that with? Is that from Linda?
Yeah, it is a Linda one. Yeah, somebody.
Mine also a Linda one.
Exactly. Yeah. I do make my own as well. So.
Fabulous. Fabulous. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
you.
Thank you for being a wonderful group. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.